Yeah, this looks like it was shot like 2 years ago.
Yeah.
Oh shit. Irvine.
It's I feel like it felt older because he uses like floppy disks and an old computer at some point.
Yeah. He got like 2 like Cintiqs off of Craigslist, and he just beats the shit out of them in every possible scene he can.
They framed that. They were like, let's put the plant here, let's put the bananas
yeah,
there.
Some bananas.
That's actually his house.
It doesn't look like a kitchen. Kitchens
You guys
have
get
plants on the
sexual
counter.
imagery. You got the bananas for dicks and then blooming trees. It's a commentary on the politics between man and woman.
She looks like someone's pointing a gun at her off camera.
Well, all of these movies are always made by the guy who stars in them so that he can see girls naked.
Yeah.
Then he builds the rest of the movie around
And then
them.
she takes her shirt off in front of him, and he like
then
grabs
shows
them.
their nipples.
And then there's like a 10-minute sex scene just to like show how like close their relationship has gotten.
Omar, are we live?
Omar, is clicking
we're totally live.
Oh, yeah. All right.
Welcome to a not safe for work bowl of dude soup.
Oh,
Luckily,
okay. That phone definitely.
There goes that
ages
phone.
this.
Here it comes.
Oh man.
Sorry, we're for our audio listeners. Apologies. We're watching a terrible video on YouTube, and also we got some guests here.
Hello.
Ricky Elliott. Introduce yourself.
How
even though I
you
just
doing?
did.
We have a show called ETC Show, formerly known as ETC News.
What does ETC stand for, Elliot?
Whatever you want it. Erectile titty cunt.
Eat this content. Entertainment, technology, and culture.
That's right, it
Although,
does.
We've pretty much stuck to that.
It's more just culture now.
Yeah.
Because that's kind of an umbrella anyway.
Culture.
That's true.
What's the opposite of culture? Like if we were
the
to
Midwest.
Stop, if we were to stop covering culture.
Denver,
Damn.
Colorado.
Got
Sorry,
it.
people. Sorry, Denverians.
Sorry, flyover states.
This podcast is brought to you by Acorns and Movement. Acorns is a service that will invest money for you. Basically, you type your credit card, and then every time you buy something, it rounds it up, invest the rest. It's pretty cool. You can get $5 for free when you make your first investment at acorns.com/dude.
Do you do that?
Not yet. I'm not allowed to, actually.
Oh, really?
Insider
Conflict of interest if I were to use the service.
Good on you for actually reading the laws and not just going through with it.
We'll get to that in a second. And this podcast is also sponsored by Movement Watches. You can get 15% off your entire purchase by going to movementwatches.com/dudesoup. You can see we're all wearing our elegant timepieces today.
Yeah, I'm gonna knock a motherfucker out with this thing.
Yeah.
If you want to live the watch lifestyle, apparently you have to 1, become a YouTuber, 2, come up with a side hustle, 3, illegally promote that side hustle, and then 4, act completely oblivious when you get called out on it. Because that happened again.
Oh, not again.
Oh, so fucking good.
I only read, I skimmed the headlines, so I'm excited to hear about
I
this.
saw the headline and I was like, I know what the story is.
Yeah. You absolutely do. Oh, the ghost is coming.
What
Hold
the?
on.
Wait.
I got
a ghost?
Oh, there's a queef.
Yeah, there's
The queef ghost?
there's magic rock. So I'll
Whoa.
cue this up here. Yeah.
Oh,
there
that's
he
the
is.
guy.
That's the guy.
That's the guy who did it?
Yes. So Honor the Call, the what is rapidly becoming YouTube's #1 watchdog.
Yeah.
How does he get all the scoops?
He's just scanning public.
They were like, we want to know because we don't do
findings.
this.
I mean, this is all public record. So he apparently
He's like
found
Chris
a niche.
Hansen for YouTubers.
Yeah, he just.
This guy brought gambling and wine coolers over.
Hey guys, don't you love gambling with children?
In this chat log, you said, "Would you like to gamble with me, underage boy?"
How about gambling with your pants off? I didn't write that. So here's basically the rundown of this particular story. The BBC reported on it the same day that Honor the Call uploaded his video, which, shit man, if you're on pace with BBC, you're doing pretty well.
Yeah.
This is a quote, their lead, and then follow-up. Craig Douglas, Nepenthez, who has 1.3 million subs on YouTube, and Dylan Rigby, who are both from Essex, are charged with promoting a lottery and advertising unlawful gambling. Mr. Douglas makes gaming videos on YouTube under the pseudonym Nepenthez. He's also charged with inviting children to gamble.
Inviting. You gotta use that word.
And then via Eurogamer, quote, together, the pair are directors of Game Gold Tradings Limited. Between them are owners of various gaming and gambling websites such as thefootshop.com and MUT Coin Trader, now both offline, where you could buy and trade in-game coins. So yeah, they...
This is all the lamest thing.
So, like, what are the games that you're betting on? Are they?
It's FIFA.
Yeah.
Well,
okay.
not real FIFA, game FIFA.
Yeah, game FIFA. And,
Well, how are you
FIFA
betting
coins.
on it?
Is there
good
like
question.
a FIFA league that somebody's running that you're betting on?
It's a pure lottery. No,
'Cause-
they're packs of coins. You buy an entrance to that. It rolls and decides who wins. Wow. Is my understanding. I haven't used the service myself, but it's just a lottery. And similar to T. Martin and Syndicate, he also made videos where he uses the service.
So it's the exact same thing.
It's the exact
but
same
it's
thing.
it's the British version.
But all of
British
the
version,
so it's
proceeds,
better.
They all go to. All the proceeds go to local schools, just like the real lottery, right?
Sure.
They go to local Nepenthez.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So he's taking all the money.
Oh, well, that's not right.
Yeah. And exactly like T. Martin Syndicate, there are videos where he gambles on his own website and wins a website service that he owns and potentially could manipulate the outcome.
So has he now gone and recorded selfie videos 5 times a day, trying to,
Sorry,
clarify?
I-
Hey guys, so.
with
I mean,
surrounded by
everyone's
cute
saying
dogs.
things. It's all wrong. This is what actually happened. Hey, here's my dog. He loves me.
So,
How could this dog love me if I was a bad person?
Can you see my giant truck in the background? Cool. That's from you.
There were a series of tweets that have been deleted.
Yeah.
One was him saying, "I'll follow up as soon as I know what I'm legally allowed to say, and I'll make a video and stuff." That's gone. One tweet that remains says, "Quote: I appreciate those who has reserved judgments." Whoa, hold on. The grammar here is a little off. I appreciate those who has reserved a judgment without the full story, but fully understand those who haven't. Enjoy your day, emoticon heart. So that's, I guess, the statement that remains. So, we don't know the full story.
That's good, because he seems to have understood the first rule of fucking up in the 21st century
Yeah.
is you shut the
fuck
fuck
up.
up.
Yeah, be quiet.
You just be
Talk to
quiet.
your lawyer.
We actually made a song about that because it kept happening. It happened in the political race, in the gaming community,
Yeah.
in the
No one
YouTube
knows how to
community.
shut up anymore.
And the biggest problem with these millennials is that they feel like, since they're putting their lives out there on a daily basis, that they can't shut up,
Yeah.
and that they have
like
to
a
say
shark.
something.
They have
Well,
to
it's
keep
like you
swimming.
feel like you have to make a personal press release
Yep.
about everything,
Yeah.
but it's like nobody fucking cares, and there's no studio executive going, "We need to make a press release about this." But
Yeah,
you're like,
no.
"I better make a tweet because I have a social responsibility to my audience, my fans." But no,
There's
you
nothing
don't.
a
It's
tweet
like if-
can't solve.
If this
Yeah.
happened like 2 weeks ago, it would just be like, dude, just calm down. iDubbbz is gonna call out Leafy. No one will care about this in a
Yeah.
week, and then it'll be fine.
John
you have to wait
Scaris
for the
might
next
mention you
thing.
a couple times.
Also, though, if you make a video apologizing, you can run ads on that video.
Yeah,
Oh,
that's
God.
true.
A fuck ton of money.
Double dip on your own bullshit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I guess
Pretty
because you
great.
have to
True.
pay for the lawyer after that. You got to do it somehow.
Right. You got to start a
You make
Kickstarter
a
for
thank
your
you
lawyer.
video for your lawyer.
I need a Patreon for my lawyer.
So one of the interesting things is they have already been charged, whereas to my knowledge, Syndicate and T. Martin have yet to be charged in American courts.
Those judges with the big wigs, they're swift.
Yeah.
Justice is swift.
Here in America, no,
Chris.
it's much more of an industry.
Pretty sure they're in shackles already. Tomatoes being thrown at them.
Yeah.
They're in the town
Gulag.
square.
Lavatives.
So
There's a
once-
jester
Well, we
dancing
also
around.
we have come across the best way to handle a situation like this is to shame people.
Yeah.
Like they have to be publicly shamed to really like realize what they've done.
Yeah.
And it's not about because anyone can buy their way out of jail in America for the most part, but shame that sticks with you.
Shame's forever.
I mean, does it though? So
We
I was-
shamed someone at a music festival.
Yeah, it was great. Real life shaming.
Oh, yeah, I saw
Someone
your-
cut in
I saw
line.
your
We were
tweet
like,
about that.
we got the entire line of
entire
like,
crowd was
people.
shaming this guy.
Hell yes, nice.
Oh, I can't take that stuff. I was at CVS on the weekend. There was a big lineup, but it was like off to the side, and someone cut in front, and the woman in front of me, I thought she was going to go haywire on this like poor little woman and her daughter, and I was like, please do not publicly shame, because I can't handle secondhand embarrassment. You guys seem like you're professional shamers.
If you're the one doing the shaming, it's fine.
Yeah.
Oh no.
It
You
feels
have to
really
get a
good.
belt.
But I'd be a secondhand shamer because I wouldn't be saying anything. I wouldn't be coming to her defense.
Well, it's doing just the shame chant. It's nice because it's kind of impersonal. Like you're really just calling attention to the fact that something shameful happened.
Yeah.
You're not getting into the details.
Right.
Yeah.
You're
I'm
not making
taking sides
assumptions
here.
about the
I
person's
was going to say you're
life.
not taking any responsibility.
Look at this man. So here's the problem ish. I mean, so shame, boy, it makes you feel good.
Yeah.
But so when I was looking into this, I was like, fuck, man, does this actually amount to anything? So I did a little research on T. Martin and Syndicate's channels through Social Blade just to see what the view or subscriber fall-off might have been.
Like if there was a difference before and after the scandal.
Yeah,
Sure.
there is a bit of a difference, but it looks like both channels are already on the road to recovery. Yeah. So yeah, I know. So Syndicate. So the story broke in late June. In May, this is views. May 9.4 million views. June 8.5, and it came out at the end of June. July 12.6 million views. August 7.35. So views totally solid.
Yeah.
Pretty volatile, but his channel is pretty volatile in the first place. It is a decline from that period last year, but it's part of a slow decline, so views are basically unaffected.
It's still a crazy amount.
I mean,
Subs are affected though for Syndicate.
Really?
May 65.8 thousand subs. June, which is the month it hit, 14,000. July, the month after, 12,000. And then August 32. So it's already coming back up.
so these scandals are a good way of just cleaning house of bad subs.
Yeah.
Kind of, yeah.
yeah.
Just do something deplorable
All your
and all the
dedicated,
bad subs get
all your
out.
dedicated fans will
Yeah.
stick around.
And then T. Martin got hit a little harder because ironically he didn't know how to shut up.
Yeah, you know he did not.
So in the same vein, we got May through August. So May 22.6 million views. June, 15 million views. July, 10 million views. August, 9 million views. So that's a pretty straight decline.
Well, you would assume because since he was the one that was constantly apologizing, people
Yeah.
gravitated towards him being the one responsible.
Right.
Yep.
So that he like dug his own grave by
Took
doing that.
ownership.
And then subs took a definite impact. May, 56,000 subs. June, 15,000. July, negative 10,000.
Oh, wow.
August, 10,000. So already on the way back up. It seems like when it comes to these sorts of things, when it comes to shaming, people express that through unsubbing, but materially, it doesn't leave a huge dent in a channel's performance, especially if you're constant with your
A day
content.
on the internet is a minute in real life.
So what's the solution here?
I don't know, like,
it is prosecution and,
Well, it
and
sounds like
regulation, right?
the FTC, like, anytime something happens for the first time, they're like, fuck, this is a thing that we should probably be aware of. So we'll deal with it next time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
that's
it's
true.
like, if you can invent a new crime, you're good.
Yeah.
You get a little slap on the wrist. You walk away with your kitty gambling money, and then the next guy to try to do the same thing, he's the one that gets in trouble.
I would watch that movie where you're like, I want to commit a crime, but the only way I can avoid prosecution is to invent a new crime.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
no precedent,
No
basically.
precedent, no
cyber
mens
crime.
rea, no
What is
double
it?
jeopardy. What?
Yeah.
Oh, double jeopardy.
Yeah, it's, I mean, look at just yesterday, People vs. OJ won a bunch of Emmys. The man murdered his wife in cold blood.
Yeah.
OJ
And now-
didn't win an Emmy.
But still,
They sent him one in his jail.
it was a
Spiritually.
great show. You know, maybe it was worth
It was an amazing show. And it deserved all the Emmys it won, by
Yeah,
the way.
exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's I don't know. I find this stuff interesting because a lot
They're
of
like-
people talk about pure morality in YouTube comments when they're battling back and forth. Even like the No Man's Sky thing, it's like, no, they did a wrong thing. They lied to us.
Yeah, we should
But in the
kill
end, I don't know. Maybe this is abnormally jaded for me, but
Well,
morals
it's like
don't matter.
people are
It's the
like
rules.
offended by the fact that they did this, but at the same time, like they want to see those new gun skins from the Call of Duty. So what do you expect me to do?
Well, and it's like at the same time, no one is. I mean, there was a brief period when the wound was fresh, and everybody was like, "I'm going to stick it to him." But clearly, they moved on to a new audience that doesn't know or care about that. So if the audience is not going to enforce behavior, who is?
Well, it may be, so thinking about the numbers that you just quoted, it may be the beginning of the end for that channel, because the way it was sort of declining is, obviously it'll recover, right? It'll drop really, really steeply the time that it hits, but then it'll recover a little bit. However, that may be sort of the start of the decline. Because those guys, for the most part, their channels were growing really, really fast, and they were doing really, really well. And when something like that hits, that sticks with you for a while, even in internet time. And so I think in 3 to 6 months' time, I wouldn't be surprised if we saw sort of a steady decline.
Yeah, it's because that's what Call of Duty's already out. Everyone's already seen the guns.
Yeah, no, you're right. You're right about that. Overwatch taking over CS:GO.
Yeah, exactly.
That's a good point.
It depends on what games are coming out. Titanfall 2.
Well, it's one of those things where, like, if that guy, like Nepenthez, goes to jail,
Yeah.
then
He
the
can't make
channel. I was
content.
going to say the channel gets
Yeah.
shut down.
Can I
basically.
bring my capture rig into the jail?
Probably.
And that was the interesting thing. I remember watching, like, seeing a lot of tweets from like Team Martin and Syndicate and stuff like that. And we've all known those guys and hung out with those guys.
Yeah.
And I would see them tweet about this and be like, "Oh man, I'm having such a great day. Here's my dog." And I was always like, does he understand that now with these tweets, it seems sort of like a slap in the face almost?
Yeah.
Well, their
I
fans
don't know.
definitely don't. I think that's
Right,
how they
yeah.
get away with it. Is you get even these little kids. They understand that like stealing is wrong, but the abstract idea of violating
Yeah.
Federal Trade Commission laws, like they're like,
They can't wrap their
what?
heads around it.
Like even when we didn't really address it too much, but when we did, it was still like a big portion of the comment section would be like, "Oh, don't act like you wouldn't do the exact same thing if you had that, like if you were in that position." It's like,
No, we wouldn't. Yeah, so no,
I'd
we
be
wouldn't.
pretty worred about going to prison.
Yeah.
Yeah, it'd be something I'd at least want to
I
run
would
by a
consult
lawyer.
a lawyer.
I've gotten contracts that aren't worth any money that I've run by lawyers.
Yeah, go to Ricky's new website, overwatchlotto.com.
Yeah.
So if you're under 18, you can gamble for free.
OverwatchKino.com.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry. Overwatchkino.com.
Ricky ran it by Elliot, and Elliot ran it by Ricky. It's
Yeah,
cool.
as long
good,
as
we're good.
Yeah, you
I've
have
read
to
some
get-
Grisham novels.
I just don't understand why they don't have like. Why don't you just go to like Vegas and set up a little pop-up shop for esports gambling or something? At least then it's legal.
Everyone's
that-
always
that
bringing their kids
happens.
to Vegas. The kids are
Konami's
bored.
doing it.
That's not in Vegas, man. That's on the internet.
Fine.
They do have it on the internet as well, but in Vegas you can sort of get away with it because of the gambling laws.
Yeah, and then hopefully like you get some drunk.
But like I
people
said,
who are
this is a
gonna quit.
lotto. I mean, the money's going to schools, right? I'm still under the impression that
Not going to schools.
I don't see what the big deal is.
Lawrence, sorry.
Oh, no, you please.
I was going to ask, what is his possible defense in this?
Does he have a defense?
I didn't know I couldn't do that.
Yeah, well, so there's
No,
that.
yes, you did.
I wasn't
Syndicate.
targeting children specifically.
There's that. So it's tough because TV is so tightly regulated about what is perceived as children's programming, what constitutes advertising to kids. You know, a lot of companies have to walk very fine lines with that. YouTube is open water. So theoretically, his defense is, you didn't tell me I couldn't. And there is not really a law in the books. Aside from, you'd have to make the argument that he had access to YouTube analytics that showed him a substantial portion of his audience was underage, and knowing that, he then either actively targeted that segment or made videos that he knew would appeal to that segment because he had an understanding of those metrics. And I think that's how you stick somebody on advertising to minors for gambling.
It's hard to prove, though.
That's very hard.
Very hard to prove.
Yeah.
And that's up to judgment and that's up to precedence, neither of which exist at this point. And that's the sort of thing
New
that
crime.
would really stick somebody. If there were a precedent of YouTube media that is explicitly targeting children, and there were like regulations around that or a precedent of people violating that and getting punished, then it would be a lot easier to say. But yeah, since this is kind of like you were a first comer, so what do we do? It really does remind me of, this is the nerdiest analogy I think I can come up with, but I'm going to throw it out there anyway. In the early days of esports, there were a lot of teams that would find like glitches or exploits in a game, and they wouldn't say anything about it. That would be their back pocket, and they'd play it in a tournament. So they would find a glitch, like there was a leveling bug with League of Legends that came out in the Worlds tournament, which is their year-long tournament. A team used it, and they won using it. And then they were like, fuck. I mean, that violates the spirit of the tournament.
Yeah.
But we had no rule saying you couldn't do it.
Because they didn't know about it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And competitors are supposed to win. And if you treat the open market like a competition, you cannot fault any player for pushing the boundaries as far as they can to make a profit. Yeah. Technically, that's what's going on. And since nobody broke the rule before this,
Well, Team Martin
do you
Syndicate
punish
did.
these people for...
Yeah, are you talking
no
about the FIFA
legal
guy or the
precedent is
CSGO law?
established.
I mean, either. It's just a question
Well,
of like...
the problem with the
you
FIFA guy
fuckers knew
is
what you were doing, but we can't stick you on any letter of the law yet.
the problem with the FIFA guy is he didn't do it in America, where the law is
That's
bought
true.
and sold.
But he did it in the UK, right?
Yeah.
Well,
He's already been
their
charged.
advertising laws.
Well, that's what I'm saying,
are
it's way strict
much
there.
more strict.
Yeah.
Like they can't. That's the whole side topic. But like that guy that interviewed Robert Downey Jr.
Yeah.
and like got him all pissed off and stuff. And Robert Downey Jr.'s like, why can't we talk about the movie? Like they're literally not allowed to talk about a movie when they're interviewing an actor because it's considered advertising.
Yeah, so we've done junkets there a couple times where we interview actors for movies and stuff, and a lot of the local people from like Sky and BBC and stuff, they have to make the interview about something else than the actual behind the scenes of the movie
explains a
to
lot.
promote it.
That's
Like
really
so they talk to them about like their personal lives and like
Yeah.
stuff like that. They go on like Graham Norton and just shoot the shit, but it's like it's really weird that they have it's really like locked down as far as that's concerned.
Yeah, I guess this all boils down to the fact that like, and this is something we preach, and I'm sure you guys do too, which is the audience has to be smarter.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
like,
Good luck, though.
Yeah, I know, and that's the problem. Is that like, I mean, like, I guess attaching yourself to a YouTuber and starting to get more into the world of YouTube, no matter how young you are, educate yourself and that kind of stuff, and find out whether or not these guys are doing things above board or not. And I mean, at the very, very least, I think most people know now about the rule that you have to disclose if a video is sponsored or not. Yeah. So typically you have to disclose it in the video and in the description.
Even what constitutes a sponsorship is a little fuzzy.
Well, I mean, like, I guess the best example.
These are great watches, by the way. Like,
I mean, that is an
time that I'm
explicit
reading?
sponsorship.
Does it tell the time?
I have no idea if it's correct because I can only read digital, millennial and all, but it looks great.
Well, and that's what I'm saying is like at the very least we say in the description it's sponsored by Movement Watches, and then we say it 2 or 3 times throughout the podcast. But this Nepenthez guy should have like somewhere in his description should have said this video is sponsored by whatever the name of his
My other company.
his,
Well,
yeah, his lotto
full
company.
disclosure, I own this company.
So that's
Right.
not even
I have
it's
stake in it.
It's more the admitting the conflict of interest, because if I'm doing a read for an investing company and I have money in that company, I am going to have an obvious bias, well beyond them sponsoring this content and making it possible.
Yep.
So the audience deserves to know that. That's part of FTC disclosure guidelines. And what drives me crazy is that no thinking, reasoning adult would not come to that understanding on their own. It's how do you explain it as anything other than willful misdirection to
Well,
not mention that stuff intentionally?
When I turned 18, I got 1 million subscribers on YouTube, and therefore, I pretty much can't do anything wrong. And
Well, that speaks to a certain disassociation with the mentality of a viewer, right? Like at that point, you're not even considering it from your audience's perspective. You're just like, I have this herd of cattle that I can suck money out of.
Yeah.
And I hate to be that reductionist because I don't know any of these people, and I don't want to speak for like put words in their mouth or make them sound more villainous than they appear to be. But
I don't think there's hardly any villainousness to it.
A lot of the things that go on, we constantly say. I'm trying to think of another reference besides this, but we're constantly just like, I don't think this person was malicious. I just think they're not. I don't want to say they're dumb, but they are in the aspect of they don't understand what they're doing when they do it, and retroactively they're like, oh man, I guess that does make sense.
Reality,
that was probably a really bad decision.
Reality is a very narrow tunnel when you kind of reach a certain level of success, especially as a solo individual where you don't have to answer to others.
Yeah.
And you literally turn on a camera a couple times a day and money appears in your bank account.
Yeah, if you've never worked within like a corporate structure where you have a legal department, standards and practices, you have no idea that there are these kind of like regulations and parameters you have to exist within.
Yeah.
When you're making your content, you're kind of just like, oh, that's a good way to make money. I'll do that. But
It's almost too easy.
The great example
it
is
should
like
be illegal.
Did I just invent a crime? I better commit that crime.
like 10 years ago, I got in the stupidest small car accident, and it was because I was like on my back then it was probably a Nokia, and I was just like fuck and hit the car. And it's like, wow, that was really stupid. I probably shouldn't have done that. But you have that realization immediately after you do something dumb. There was something else recently too, where we're like, we know this person isn't evil. They're just so stupid.
Well, I mean, like, one of my feelings in life is that, I mean, look, for example, I think these sorts of guys, like Nepenthez and things like that, they've been running a YouTube channel for a while. They follow analytics, we know they do. They follow their channel, they follow their audience. That does take some smarts. Like, I'm not gonna, I will not ever say that they're too dumb.
Even setting up like a gambling website, you have to have some
I was gonna say, that's
business acumen to do that.
And also, like, you can't just, yeah, you're right. You have to like hire a coder. And like somebody along the way, maybe your parents or maybe not, say something to the effect of, you started a gambling website? You know, because a gambling website, that's a thing that,
well, they don't know what this is.
Like gambling is.
I made a digital exchange for luxury commodities in an online service.
That's one of those.
What you say.
Well, maybe. That's one of those things that eventually somebody will say, like if you're selling cigarettes or drugs or alcohol or gambling, like those are the things that everybody knows there's a stigma that goes along with them.
Yeah.
So I am not going to say they were too dumb.
Yeah.
I think along the way somebody asked them and they're like, yeah, but nobody else has done this, and how could this be illegal? There's no law, so fuck it.
New crime, new crime.
Yeah, new crime.
I highly recommend searching on YouTube for Bill Burr's relationship with DraftKings over the course of 6 months, because he kept calling it a gambling site in his like ad reads on his podcast. And he kept getting like emails from them being like, Bill, can you please stop using the word gambling? And then he would just address it in his next ad read, being like,
absolutely
they don't want me to call it gambling, but what the fuck do you call this? It's gambling. Just own it.
Yeah. Well, they're trying to dodge the regulations.
That's why I love doing. I mean, we have our podcast company that we use that we get ads from for that. I love those so much more than like some weird like integration kind of thing.
Yeah.
Because it's like, hey guys, you're watching this. This is our sponsor. They make it happen. Thank you. Here it is.
That's the way it should be.
And it's so straightforward and simple. Instead of doing like,
Check out this shoe company I made. It's called Converse.
well, it's like I mean, there's been a ton of videos. I don't want to name YouTubers, but like people that do like extreme sports or car racing or something like that, where you know there's maybe a giant sticker on the hood where they're doing something, and it's like, all right, I mean, you're not disclosing this, but it should be obvious to normal people, but it probably isn't to kids or whatever. It's I like just doing the podcast stuff mostly because it's like, hey, this is a sponsor.
Yeah.
This is it. It's
very transparent.
Done.
Yeah.
Speaking of, this podcast is brought to you by Acorns.
A gambling website for finances.
Let them gamble.
Yeah, it's I mean, investment. We'll call it that.
It's legal.
Yeah.
I was
all
investing
legal.
in knife skins. There was nothing wrong with it.
Knife skin commodities.
Yeah.
So Acorns is a pretty great service because you're not going to be young forever. You're not going to have a dynamite YouTube channel forever. Got to set aside something for when you want to retire and play video games all day.
Yeah.
Stream
It's
them on the internet.
responsible.
Yeah, there you go. So Acorns it's a pretty cool service. Basically, you sign up for it, you link it to a credit card, and then every time you make a purchase on that card, they round it up to the nearest dollar and then invest that amount in all kinds of things. Let's see here. What do they call it? Exchange traded funds. Actually, so some of our audience have actually looked into Acorns to see if it's a valid investment service. It checks out by a couple of the people I talked to, or at least wrote to me, and then I read what they had to say.
A highly diversified portfolio?
Not necessarily highly diversified.
It's like a 401k for everybody.
Yeah, that's exactly what. Or it's an IRA, essentially.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah,
Independent retirement account. Yeah. Should probably all have one at this point, but it's as they say, it's running your own retirement service or your own retirement plan can be a little confusing because it's a bunch of old person stuff, man.
There's
acronyms
all these laws.
and shit. There's laws.
Let us worry about the laws.
But I don't know. From my perspective, I set up my own thing because I was a freelancer for a long time, and I was like, even though I was just like eating garbage food and pretty much poor all the time, I still tried to put something away. And it was the sort of thing where like I could move it into one account, but it wouldn't auto-invest, and then I had to move that into a separate account that would then invest every other month, and it was really confusing.
You
So
Wait, you don't
Within the
spend
law.
all of your money every paycheck? That's I thought you were supposed to do it.
you should sign up today by going to acorns.com/dude. You get a free $5 when you make your first investment, and in 40 years, that $5 might just be 10. So go to acorns.com/dude for your free $5 that you will enjoy heartily when you're 65 and retire.
Can you put your skins in the Acorn account?
Oh, the CSGO skins.
To like ferment into better
I
skins?
think, yeah. Put in the camo, bring out weed leaves.
Yeah.
Maybe you might have to do some. Intermediate
I'm gonna start that
trading. I liquefy all of my Steam trading cards, and that's what I'm gonna retire on.
Yeah.
I got about 24 cents. So I think if I flip
Buried
that
in the
around into
backyard.
some Team Fortress 2 hats, pop that over into badges.
I
I'll
bought
make my way
the
out
new
pretty good.
Batman All-Star #1. Just set it right there on the.
Oh yeah, just send that over to Acorns and see what they do.
No,
with
I'm
it.
gonna wait 40 years and I'm gonna sell it for $20 instead of $5.
Nice,
so-
that's a good return.
I know.
I might try this
That's
Acorns and let you know
quadruple.
how it works.
for 20 years.
Because you're not allowed to use
Yeah,
it.
not allowed to.
Yeah,
It's an interesting setup, but I respect
I think
that.
it's a clever idea.
it's a lovely house.
Oh yeah, it's sad.
Oh,
that
there
you're-
we go.
No, that's a truck.
Man, I
Like
miss that video.
perfectly composed shot.
There's like erotic
Stanley
art on the
Kubrick.
wall.
Oh man.
Lawrence, I have a question for you.
What's up?
For the underage children that were signing up for this website, is there infrastructure in place that they would have had to say I am over 18?
I'm going to assume that there was either a tick box you hit
Yeah.
or some small text on the bottom that says by filling out this form. Damn it, you acknowledge that you are over 18. So just so people know, at least asked.
Yeah, it's like when you go to joecamel.com, they're like,
Yeah, now
You
come
sure?
on.
are you sure you're old
I get
enough
the
to be on
bogey
the
every
cigarette website?
So that's part of it. Yeah, I at least asked if at any point in the CS:GO lottery sign up process or usage was there any wording to prevent those underage. So
when they were
it's-
reporting on it, there was the fine print that said, but it said 13 and older. I
Ooh.
believe. Yeah.
So yes, it's less that the letter of the law technically was abided by, excepting for what I think you could really nail him on is the sponsorship angle. So sponsorships constitute either a money or material gift in exchange for some kind of promotion. In this case, if he was making money off of CS:GO while having it on his own content, that constitutes a promotion, and he should have disclaimed that.
Well, it's like getting
explicitly.
Al Capone on tax evasion, right? Like
Yeah.
and that's what I was saying. It's like at the very least, we know that's a law, although it may not be in the UK. I would assume it would be,
Yeah.
but in America, it definitely is.
Yeah.
We know that from
No,
machinima.
you have to pay taxes pretty much everywhere.
Yeah, well, no, I mean not tax evasion, but the FTC
Yeah.
sponsoring videos. We know that from machinima.
Yeah.
So I would assume.
Are you saying this goes deeper and there's like organized crime involved?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is that what you're saying?
They got
This
him
is
for
just the tip of the
YouTube
iceberg?
crime,
I mean,
though?
do you think that maybe there's a bunch of YouTubers that have a bunch of lotto sites?
They took the fall for a lot of real sketchy people behind the scenes.
Yeah.
I bet there are a
Well,
few.
Patsy.
I bet there are a few investors that either do know what they're investing in or don't, and have a manager that is taking that money and fueling things like this. I mean, they had the startup capital, I'm sure, to do this stuff on their own. But yeah, I guess again, without knowing anything, do you think T. Martin and Syndicate themselves are smart enough to team up and launch a website and manage it and cash all the money and do all the booking and all the back end stuff? I mean, they probably had staff taking
Oh, I'm
care
sure
of
they
that
had
stuff.
staff. Yeah, no, they must have. I mean, they must have had it at least because they're not coders, they're not web designers, they're not
So in that way, they had a bank account full of cash, and some dude was like, "Hey, you can make some money off this." They said, "Okay, take 200 grand," and the dude's like, "Okay, I'll give you back 500 at the end of a year," something stupid like that. This is pure speculation on my part, but this is essentially how I see this going. Is there's some mover and hustler that said, "Hey, you got money, I'll double it for you." and then that's the guy who took the cash, parlayed it out, and you could argue is also responsible for saying, listen here, like giving him a checklist of here are the things you need to do to not get sued.
This hypothetical person is a fucking genius.
Yeah.
Well, I was going to say that in the first
Because they're not the face. They get to walk away.
you surround yourself with people that you trust, and that's sort of the thing is that like. If somebody comes up to you and is like, I can make you a fuck ton of money and it's going to be really easy, you don't have to do a thing, that's a problem. Like that's the, like there should be an alarm going off in your head being like, oh boy, I don't know. And that, I think that speaks more to your guys' point where it's like if they're 18 years old, they just got 1 million subscribers, they don't have that alarm yet.
Everything's worked out pretty well so far.
No, I think I'll trust my own brain.
That's a really fascinating process. The reverse justification of action. I've been reading a lot of weird philosophy books, but one of the things I found that human beings do is instead of like working forward logically, they perceive results and then work backwards to justify them.
Yeah.
So if you're, and again, I hate speaking for other people, but what humans tend to do in T. Martin's situation or a syndicate situation is, I've gotten this far in life and success has found me. Therefore, there must be something special about me. I figured it out. My decisions must be right because they have been right. Instead of really boiling down what worked about previously. It's like, it's the difference between being successful intentionally and accidentally. And I can see how that sort of belief structure then parlays itself into, well, this is fine too, because it's my idea. Why wouldn't it be my idea? I mean, not to shit talk, but there was a lot of that sort of thinking in like 2011, 2012 era machinima. Yeah, right? I mean, I was there too, but it was like, everything else we did worked, so this is going to work too. And people have to watch it because we made it.
Who isn't going to watch arm wrestling and kickboxing combined?
Well, I'm chained to a table. It's
Gonna blow up.
Fuck, hold on. I gotta find Zarm now.
Are you going to find Zarm?
They pulled it down. Oh my God,
I don't think Zarm is up anymore, man.
it's up somewhere.
Not for Joel Rubin.
Yeah, they removed
at least.
I know, yeah.
Privated it.
Not for Joel Rubin. Joel plays Zarm in his head every day, regretting it.
It's getting hard. Zarm still lives.
Good.
Oh, good.
Jesus Christ.
Look at that. That is the sport of the future.
Oh man.
Zarm.
X-Arm? No, Zarm.
Zarm, it's Zarm.
Wait, is that Troy? Oh, that was
That's
Troy
Art Davey.
Aikman. There we go.
Art Davey, he invented the sport, and he had a Bluetooth piece that was like, looked like an e-cigarette.
Elliot and I
guys
were
were way
tasked
more
with making a video.
Me and
for
Bruce
Zarm.
had to do a lot of Zarm work that we didn't really want.
I'm glad I wasn't
It was fun.
involved in that at all.
Yes, we did.
Yeah, you were like, all right, Elliot, here's like 4 hours of footage. I need you to cut this down to a 4-minute promo for this made-up sport that Machinima was going to be. It was awful. It was the.
But that's, I mean, seeing that happen in a thoroughly legal way, you can imagine like somebody got drunk, somebody's like, I need fucking content for this bullshit channel I don't give a shit about. Some guy was like, well, I got a like a contract I can throw your way. Yeah. I don't know. Would young dudes like it? Sure, fine. And then you sign it, and then that's it. And you don't care about the end result.
Now let's wrestle for it. Oh, I can't. My arm's stuck to this table.
I was just trying to kick you in the face. That happens. That is not exclusive to YouTube at all.
No, of course.
I worked in the music industry before YouTube, and I have friends that work in like actual real Hollywood TV and movies, and they're just. I've seen shit that just blows my mind. I'm just like, what a waste of everything.
Look at Warner
Time.
Brothers right now.
Yeah.
Like Kevin Sugihara he was given the DC universe. He's like, this is yours to fail at.
Oh, yeah.
It is right there on a golden platter. And then they released fucking Suicide Squad. And they released Batman v Superman. And the whole world's just like, wow. Wow.
Yeah.
Ben-Hur.
You're absolutely right.
There was a lot of
man.
bad decisions this year. Ben-Hur. There was,
Ben-Hur.
Independence Day 2.
Oh, I haven't seen that yet.
Of course you haven't. No one did.
I wanted to though. It came out when we were at RTX, so I didn't get a chance.
We were excited for it.
I mean, there was a big ass fucking alien ship.
Yeah.
It was big. It was so big.
Yeah, and Data's back
Please
somehow.
tell me it's on.
Oh yeah, how did that work out?
I don't know. I didn't see the movie.
Yeah, no one saw it.
You had a theory on Ben-Hur, right, Bruce?
What was it? I don't remember my theory. Elise, can you lead me in on this question?
I think you said something about maybe like tax write-off, or they're trying to retain the.
Oh, that's right.
franchise.
Yeah, no, I was
franchise.
saying no,
Right.
and that
They
wasn't
did that
my
with
theory.
Marvel.
That was it was somebody else. It was like it was with Spider-Man or with Fantastic Four. If they make a movie every 10 years, they retain the rights.
Keep those Ben-Hur rights?
And
Yeah.
Well, and that's the thing is that somebody, whatever company made it, maybe it was MGM, was probably like, oh shit, we're gonna lose Ben-Hur. Like, we got to make a movie in a year.
Yeah.
Well, it was a
Ben-Hur
Mark
alarm's going off
Burnett.
again.
It was a Christian, a heavily Christian. Like Ben-Hur was a Christian story originally, but like it was like heavily
Yeah.
Christian this time around. And they were like, we're gonna get some of that Passion of the Christ money all over again, some of that
What?
God's Not Dead money, and then it
Really?
just like never materialized.
Wow, I didn't know that at all.
Yeah, it was like the most expensive faith-based film ever
Ben
made.
Hur was?
That is the
Yeah,
most
and like
depressing
nobody,
phrase I've
most
ever
people
heard.
you even talk to, they're like, wait, that was supposed to be a Christian movie? I just thought it looked like shit on its own.
Yeah, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Huh. Wow.
See? Bad decisions.
I know. Bad decisions all the way around.
Yeah.
I love seeing God's Not Dead in the checkout aisle at Target.
Yeah, no, it's very eye-catching.
One of the bands that I worked with, the main band
Kevin
that I worked
Sorbo in
for.
the sequel?
No, I think he dies in the first one.
What?
The movie,
Oh, no.
the first God's Not
spoilers,
Dead,
dude, come on.
I haven't seen it. I've read the full synopsis and like reviews of it though.
Well, he's like the angry one who doesn't believe in God because he's a highfalutin college
and he
professor.
gets like literally like struck down by God in the end.
Who, Kevin
Like,
Sorbo?
that's why you
Yeah,
believe
I
in
think
God.
I could have sworn I read something recently that he was back in the second one in some capacity.
Oh,
or
maybe he is.
produced
An angel?
it.
Oh, he produced
He's
it.
the new
Oh.
Jesus. He came back for the sequel.
Omar, does Elise's mic work? Are we good?
Yeah, just so audio listeners know, Elise is now holding a microphone, interviewing members of the podcast.
No, should we flip on the? It's.
Oh, it doesn't
turned it
work.
one
Never
way.
mind.
We turned it one way, but
We turned it what we thought was on.
Let's give her a third mic.
Yeah.
does that work?
Maybe they'll
You
combine.
need one of those things at the podium where you have like 7 in case one goes
Yeah.
out.
I can just hold mine and hand it over.
Yeah, just anytime I need to make a point, just talking to Bruce.
Why does this always happen to you?
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't
She
know.
can't answer. That's the problem.
Probably karma.
Yeah.
Yeah.
something.
What I was gonna say was when I was working in the music industry, there was like one of the main bands I worked for. It was like when MySpace was really, really big, and instead of like the whole band and their manager was like, "Listen, we have this. They have this marketing budget, and it's like like $50,000 or $60,000, and the record label ended up spending like $45,000 of it on putting up posters in Manhattan, and it was, it was just like, but for like 10 grand you could buy like a billion
billboard.
views on MySpace
Oh.
and have it like on the front page, and they're just like, no, I think we know what we're doing. What we need is posters in Manhattan.
Kid, you weren't there in the 60s. I was putting up posters for Jimi Hendrix. We didn't have this MySpace.
And that concert sold out.
Yeah.
We're going to sell this one out too.
What did they do with the other 15,000?
Music video.
Oh, wow. Okay.
What the
So-
fuck?
Look at this.
There's some real
This
Zarm
is the
going on
sport of
right
the
now.
future. The man is upside down.
The best part is that you
I
can do
can't
it.
even tell who's winning.
You can do it in any bar as long as there's just one of those small
As long as you
tables.
bolt yourself to a table.
It's okay.
At least I'll be interviewing.
I brought my leather
Okay.
straps. We
I
can
was
Zarm
gonna
right here,
continue
bro.
my edit.
They're like dressed as Power Rangers too. I like
You
it.
don't have to.
Fuck you say to my wife? We're Zarming right now. Get out in the
I
parking
think
lot.
Elise is leaving because we don't have a microphone for her.
Okay.
What?
What? Why?
Shit. So yeah, great. Due to
Watch, now it's gonna
technical,
start doing feedback and she's gone.
due to technical failures, we've lost Elise.
Yeah.
She must be like,
Sounds like she
made of
died.
electricity.
Yeah, she
Yeah.
faded away. Back to the Future style.
She's electromagnetic.
Does she also have like credit cards that get demagnetized all the
This
time?
thing never works.
Yeah, no, I apologize to the viewers. This is a problem we are going to fix permanently.
Yes, we
but
are.
right now we have to fix it with no budget and no resources, so that's cool.
That's the kind of magic that the Rooster Teeth first people sign up to see.
Yeah,
It's true.
This is the looking behind the
Kind of
curtain.
Yeah.
mundane minutia that you get with the backstage pass that is Rooster Teeth first.
Oh man, we are sorry.
And-
Boy, we are sorry.
So what were we? What do you want to talk about now?
Well, I got a couple things.
You have to do more ad reads, right?
I do.
One more.
Oh, I'm glad they waited.
Yeah.
Believe me, boy, am I excited to do an ad read after a tech failure of that level. So,
Yeah.
in that regard,
Sennheiser microphone.
it's time to do an ad read for Movement watches.
Oh, these things.
Yes, which is the affordable yet stylish accessory that you can use to punch up your wardrobe. That extra level.
They work unlike our lofts.
Yeah.
Makes
you're
the passage of time just a bit more tolerable.
seeing those little second hands stick around.
Tick tock.
Yeah, why look at your Twitter feed at a bar when you're bored and alone? Look at your watch instead. And then an attractive lady will walk up and talk to you because you look like an adult.
Yeah.
It's a what do they call it? It's like a talking point piece of flair.
Oh, yeah.
Like all the pickup artists, they wear like clown clothes.
Exactly.
Yeah,
This
no,
is like
it's
that,
the
but it
feather
looks
boa.
cool.
Gotta wear the
It doesn't
bracelets
make you
and
look like a
stuff.
fucking
Oh, cool
douche.
watch. Let's get out of here.
So yeah, Movement has added new bands and new watch styles to get you ready for your night out. Starting at $95, it's a pretty good value too. It looks like a really classy ass watch, and you don't have to tell anybody that.
It doesn't just look like it. It is a classy ass.
There you go.
Performs like
There you go.
Compared to other watches on the market, these tend to cost $400 to $500. That's the price point that they throw out. But having done some tertiary research, it's actually true.
Yeah.
But Movement's a lot cheaper than that, and you can get 15% off your purchase by going to movementwatches.com/dudesoup. Just as a note, it's mvmtwatches.com/dudesoup because they are hip with it and forward thinking. So thank
It's
you for
not like
sponsorship, Movement.
WTCHS.
No, not yet.
Oh.
Just MVMT, and then the full English word watches.com/dudesoup. So
Yeah.
thank you for your sponsorship.
They are nice watches.
For these
Very
elegant
minimal.
timepieces. Yes, I like minimal. I don't,
elegant.
I don't need 5 fucking dials, man. I don't go to
Yeah.
Paris, and I'm not gonna pretend like that.
Where's the numbers? I can't tell what time it is. That's on you, kid.
Yeah. Don't
right.
put it on upside down.
Stop watching T. Martin's videos.
Yeah.
And I guess, so yeah, we had the Emmys, which is a celebration of performance. We've got our own performance running here on Dude Soup the last couple of episodes. A little segment I like to call Dude Soup Theater.
Oh, that's right.
Oh.
Where, let's see, your last episode, you and Adam had a little poop baby.
Yeah, so I came in his butt, and then he pooped.
I think he came in your butt and then you pooped.
Oh, was that what happened? Okay, so
Yeah.
he came in my butt, I pooped a baby.
And then you had a little baby together.
And what did the baby do?
What happened?
Little poop baby.
It's fan fiction.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's written by the fans.
Oh, they wrote it.
Yeah.
The fans.
We did not write this.
A gentleman on
That's
our
a little
subreddit.
lowbrow for you guys.
No.
Very
This is-
high.
No, yeah. Lowbrow. What are you, crazy?
no.
There
Yeah.
is no lowbrow for us.
The guys who invented cunt and munt, I assumed
Yeah,
it would
no.
be much higher, more intellectual than.
Keep talking like that, YouTube's going to demonetize us. Oh, wait, we don't monetize the podcast. We have our own sponsor. All right, so this is the beginning of chapter 2. We've already hit a certain climax, pun intended, with Adam and Bruce. We're switching it up now.
All right.
A couple different people. So Peak stands with his feet together and his hands at his sides. He leans slightly to his right and places his left foot about 10 inches away and rocks back to where he's even on both feet. He raises his arms, breathing in slowly, and then gently lowers them as he breathes out his mouth. Stop, Lawrence shouts. He comes forward to correct him. You're too mechanical. You need to feel the life in every movement.
What are you doing, like Tai Chi or something?
Maybe. Fuck, I don't know, man. Yes, Master
I've never
Lawrence,
seen
Peak
it.
answers. Peak! Lawrence stares at him icily. I have studied every martial art under the sun. Killed with my bare hands, wrestled hunters of great achievement. And I make women wet with just my voice. So I really must insist that you call me Sensei at all times. Yes, Sensei, Peak stammers. Good. Now let's start from the beginning, Lawrence tells him, then retreats back to a corner to watch Peak's form. It's a weird sentence. Peak begins again, feeling every movement. It flows from his fingertips. Elise walks into the room and stands transfixed.
Oh, no.
Pete continues the form to the end, tears welling in his eyes.
Oh, boy.
That was really hot, Elise says. Then goes back to her desk to do girl stuff, probably. Lawrence walks back over, never losing eye contact, never blinking.
A girl had to have written this.
That was truly beautiful. You only have a moment like that a few times in your life. Make sure you savor it. Lawrence places his hand on Peak's shoulder, then says, You better hit the showers, kiddo. You got a lot of editing to get done today. Peak excuses himself, and Lawrence meanders over to his desk. He casually asks Elise, Hot? Yeah, she says. I'd say it was hot. I haven't been that excited about a guy in tights and Zelda came out on SNES. Lawrence considers it interesting. I've never considered the martial arts to be sexual before, but I certainly can see how they would be. I'll have to ponder over that. After booting up his computer and entering the 20-character password he opens up from the command prompt to begin packing for the company.
So detailed.
A few minutes pass when Bruce bursts through the door with a foul-smelling baby carrier in hand, Adam following quickly behind him. James finishes the handstand he's been doing in the corner the whole time.
Oh, wow.
What's that smell? Lawrence inquires. Bruce places the carrier on the ground and takes baby Spowell into his arms. Is that shit?
Oh, it's a combination of Spool and Joel.
Yeah.
Oh, they're back, like
Full.
reincarnated.
Yes.
James recoils from the sight of the fecal infant. No, Bruce insists. Well, yes, but no. He is made of poop, but he's my son, and I expect you to treat him with respect and dignity. And then we'll have to pick up next week.
Oh, that's that it?
Oh, yeah.
That's it for this week's entry.
I don't know.
Bit of a narrative heavy.
I feel like it was
Why are
written
my eyes always
by
burn
a
when I read
woman
this?
because they immediately cast Elise away.
I think it was a gay man.
And it was all build up. There was no.
No
I was
payoff?
waiting for Peak to fuck something like really.
Well, I mean,
Can't be fucking all the time.
that
You
might
gotta
be
highs
that
and
might-
lows.
Yeah, that might happen next week.
I mean, there was a whole lot of fucking last
Is this a
entry.
continuing? This is
It
one
is.
person
It
How
writing
many
it?
chapters are there?
Lawrence?
Several. So here's basically how it played out. I asked for not work safe fan art of us for a panel we did at PAX, wherein I censored it and then asked people to identify who they thought was getting fucked by whom. It was a grand old time. But somebody was like, well, I can't draw, so I wrote 12 chapters of you guys fucking each other.
Oh, good.
Well, I got to find a use for that. And here we are.
We had a great idea. We talked about it on our podcast recently because we had Steven Suptic on, and he has a bunch of that weird fan fiction written about him.
Yes, he does.
We're like, so we need to, if someone ever writes fan fiction about us, we wanted to like start reading it and then be like, well, this is lame. And then hire a gay porn production company to get lookalikes of us.
Oh, man.
That's a great
and
idea.
actually
Film
act
the
it out.
first
That's a
YouTuber
fantastic
gay
idea.
And we were gonna get people like we were
Full
gonna have an actor
penetration.
that plays like Biggie and Philly D and like
That's a
get you
great
guys
idea.
in there And so it'd be the first YouTuber gay porn
Just a
parody.
big fucking man pile.
Put it on YouPorn.
Yeah, no, it would be
We
for
put
sale
the
only.
like the blurred version
because
on
you
YouTube.
can't steal things off the internet. We would only sell it on DVD, Blu-ray.
Oh, you'd sell it?
Yeah.
Who would buy that?
We'd have to change everyone's name so we don't get sued.
The people
so,
that would buy that are the people that are writing this.
No. So like,
And there's dozens of them.
I was gonna say, all right, so
People
20.
bought a card game, so.
Well, you gotta make it a
millions of
price.
dollars.
It's like $500 each, so that they're not tempted to leak it.
Oh, okay.
That's a good idea.
It's like that one Wu-Tang album that Martin Shkreli has.
Man,
Does this girl take her top off in this movie?
I
Because looks like she's very ready to do
no, well, I mean, so as
Fine,
you
I'll
would
wear a
expect.
shirt.
So we're back to Fateful Findings, by the way.
Oh, hunched over he is.
Yeah, he's a good actor. I'm pretty sure the only nudity occurs like fully clothed, mostly fully clothed in the shower.
Yeah.
With the main dude just kind of like twirling around a woman who is very awkwardly pressed against
Wow.
him.
Because
Yeah,
he didn't want people to see his boner, probably.
it's a really awkward movie.
Like, how do they do it? I'm getting a boner right now. That's why he was hunched over
walking
too.
away like
What is
legs
that?
all bent.
Also, that's real alcohol they're probably drinking.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, got to get through the day somehow.
We can't pay you, but you can drink all you want on set.
Oh yeah, and then he wrote an entire scene where this like 24/jailbait
Yeah.
Yeah.
like comes onto him multiple times and he's like, no.
Yeah, look, this is
no.
the best. Look at all of his laptops. He has 4 visible right now. And then all their screens are turned off.
It's because they don't turn. He just bought a bunch of
And
broken
then one of them's
laptops.
just holding a stack of
The
books.
true mark of a genius is 4 laptops on his desk.
Is
There's
this?
some nipples.
Yeah, there's some nips. So speaking of great acting, great production, Emmys happened. I don't know if you guys. I have some
Oh, we
selections
know.
here. Yeah, I know you guys would know, but
They just did a
People
show. They just
versus
did an episode
OJ.
on it.
I've already
versus
forgotten
OJ.
that.
People
won
versus
everything.
OJ.
Mr. Robot,
Yeah.
Rami Malek.
Rami Malek got lead actor. Interestingly, what was it? Mac Kale, however you pronounce his name, got outstanding music composition for scoring Mr. Robot, which is pretty cool. Other than that, outstanding lead actor Jeffrey Tambor for Transparent.
We didn't like that one because Thomas Middleditch was up for it, Aziz Ansari was up for it, and someone else that was Will Forte was up for it for Last Man on Earth. And
Well,
we're
you
just
could
like,
say Aziz is just playing himself.
Well, but Transparent's going to win every time.
Yeah.
Over all those actors, I mean, like they're great actors, but you know why.
and then
it's always going to win.
Veep won over Transparent and also over like Silicon Valley for Best Comedy. And at this point, it's like, Veep, you've won enough. Like, just give it to Silicon Valley, please. It's such a good show.
It is a really good show.
Have you guys seen Vice Principals yet?
No.
Vice Principals is the best show on TV.
it's great.
Really?
Yeah.
I love
What?
It seemed like such a
HBO.
formulaic setup.
It is a drama masking itself as a black comedy.
I've heard
Really?
it gets pretty real.
extremely dark.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's really funny, but it's also extremely dark. And there's cringe parts where I can't even look at the TV. Like I'm just listening to the audio. Like, oh God, please just get through this.
How does that premise parlay into a TV series? Because I'm used to that like fish out of water type, Bad Santa sort of storyline only lasting for about 90 minutes.
You have to watch it. They really do
Yeah.
something very special. And Walton Goggins is like just
He's
God's
great.
gift to
Yeah.
acting.
Walton Goggins is really, and like
He's
Sons of Anarchy, when he was in that, he was just, he always stole the show.
Yeah,
Always.
He was in that, and he was Justified,
I remember-
Shield,
Hateful
yeah.
Eight. He was
done a
That's
lot
right,
of
Hateful
stuff.
Eight, yeah.
So him in this show is, I mean, we talked about it like 2 weeks ago. Like Walton Goggins if what's his face, the 30
Jared
Seconds to
Leto?
Margaret, yeah, if he's gonna play the Joker and he continues to play that, Walton Goggins has to come in and be the Riddler in the new Batman stuff if
He's
they
like
ever bring it back.
born to play a comic book villain.
Yeah,
Interesting.
this show specifically is, it's so intense and he plays the character so perfectly that like you get lost in the fact that it's not just a guy playing this role. He's so like dead on about it. Danny McBride's great too. The casting is pitch perfect, like just like Eastbound and Down, like everyone fills their role like perfectly.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's wild. I can only watch one at a time. I'm like, it's too much.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Let's check it out.
Yeah,
What
dig into
network
it.
is that?
HBO.
It's not
damn.
TV.
It's
It's
HBO.
HBO.
All right.
No, it's TV. It's just good TV.
Yeah, it's just good.
No, it's not TV.
Can't rebrand
Pretty sure
it.
it's not.
It's not fucking Starbucks.
They made very clear that we are not TV. We're HBO.
Although for some reason it still gets static every time I turn on an HBO show. Takes a couple seconds to calibrate.
Yeah.
People don't know what static is anymore. It's kind of cute.
Yeah.
I always kind of view that as a test of the streaming quality.
Yeah.
Because if you can like blast pixels like that and have it not look like utter shit, all right. we're
Yeah.
good. But it always starts that way. Who cares? Other standouts: Tatiana Maslany.
The Orphan Black Lady?
Black, yeah.
I've never seen that show.
Never.
I hear it's good.
Get on
I
it.
think Phil
I've
watches
heard.
it. Doesn't Phil watch
Phil
it?
watches every
Yeah.
True.
show on television.
That's a good point.
Phil Jasicki goes home. He leaves work at like 2:30 p.m.
He does not.
He
He does not.
He gets to work at 4:30 in the morning. He leaves at like 2:30 in the afternoon.
Plays basketball.
Plays basketball like while watching TV on his phone or something, and then
He has it on his arm. He just like looks at it every time he has a free second.
watches 8 hours of just bare bones
Garbage
network
TV.
television.
Yeah,
I wonder what's on CBS tonight. You know what? I don't care. I'm watching.
I'm gonna watch every episode.
It's
Yeah, it's okay.
It's a decent show, but it's got that quality where it's like something's off here. And then 3 episodes in, you're like, oh, it's Canadian.
Yeah.
So it's got that weird little twist.
Got it.
But no, it's a great series, and she does a fantastic job acting. It's one of those like, are you guys familiar with the premise?
She's like one of several clones.
Yeah. So she gets to
Okay.
play like 8 different versions of herself, which is kind of it's a great way to showcase her acting talent.
That's cool.
Yeah. So there's the soccer mom, and then like the government assassin type, and
What network's it on?
Dollhouse, yeah, it's a
did
very
that.
similar premise.
Eliza Dushku
Yes.
was the one. She played a different character every week. Boy, is she a good actress, huh, guys?
Why'd you have to laugh so much?
I'm sorry.
Did you guys see People vs. OJ?
I haven't yet.
I loved it.
So wait, so the 10 episodes on FX, right?
Here it goes.
Shaking.
Here comes
What
the
is
comedy.
it? Get it! No! Get your guys
Oh, he's gonna lose it. Go on! Come on!
When's he gonna spill it?
What?
Wait, he saved it. Oh, he's still not.
What?
Wait.
Oh, he died. Wait.
Very
No,
he
he's not
softened his own fall though.
Oh no, he fainted.
Uh-oh.
Oh, he's reliving his own
So
death.
are we talking about the FX series?
The FX series.
Yes, I watched every episode religiously every
I
week
loved it, yeah.
because it was amazing.
Yeah.
It was one of the best.
Elliot hasn't seen
Oh,
it yet.
there it goes.
No matter how many times I've told him to watch it, he still hasn't done it yet.
Yeah, I'll get around.
Elliot, you gotta watch it.
The 10 for 10 or whatever that's called.
30 for 30.
That was the one I haven't seen.
That's
yet,
great.
and I hear
I
that's
watched
great.
a couple episodes. That was really good.
But so People vs. OJ for me was it resonated so well because I'm from LA. So I was here when it was all happening, and I remembered things like I was like, holy shit, I didn't know that happened. And I remembered other things happening when I was here, being like, like you don't realize how crazy it was because it was real life.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's what I thought the show did really well.
The guy that played Chris Darden and the guy that played Johnny Cochran were the best
Amazing.
cast. And even
Amazing.
Sarah Paulson.
No, Sarah Paulson was like every
I loved
scene she was
Travolta in it too. He was great. But
everybody was great.
Who was the guy from Friends? David Schwimmer
as
Kardashian.
I loved him.
It was good, but it was still just like.
I loved him. He was always so sad because he was trying to figure out what to do.
Yeah, he's like, oh man.
Such a good show. It's
My
only
kids
10
are all
episodes.
obsessed with fame.
It's only 10 episodes. It's easy. It's
Oh, it's
easy to
fantastic.
Get. It's easy to get.
All right.
Yeah.
I'll watch it.
Other interesting awards, outstanding writing going to last week tonight with John Oliver. It's pretty cool.
That's good. Yeah.
This is a weird one. Outstanding main title design for Man in the High Castle.
Okay.
I don't know.
I watched the first episode of that.
How was the
and
title?
fell asleep.
Yeah, it's-
So I hear it heats up eventually.
That
but
title card though.
Was it with the title?
I don't think it
again?
was in the first
I
episode.
don't recall the titles.
All right.
Outstanding choreography goes to Catherine Burns for Crazy Ex-Girlfriend.
Yeah, which is
So I thought it was
really,
super
really good
cool.
choreography.
I watched like one episode of that at like a cafe or something. It was just happened to be on the TV, and I was like, oh wow, this show is actually like pretty fucking
It's
good.
actually pretty good.
Yeah, I
I
would have never
I watched
guessed.
the entire first season.
I
It was very good.
I can't fucking stand musicals, and I still like that
Yeah.
show.
Yeah,
too.
and she started off on YouTube, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's good. I would have never checked it out in a million years, but I happened to catch a little bit of it. I was like, you know what?
It's fun.
This is a good
It's
show.
fun. Yeah.
Outstanding host for reality, RuPaul.
Oh yeah.
For the
sure.
drag race?
Holding it
course,
down, yeah. And then outstanding animated program going to Archer.
Yeah,
Well
good.
deserved.
Archer's good.
It's
Very well
yeah,
done.
it's. I think it's the most expensive animation production on
you're- I
TV.
think you're
ever.
right.
The one thing I was upset about People versus OJ winning so much was that literally every category they won, Fargo was in that
Oh,
category as
Fargo
well.
season
Fargo didn't win anything?
It won for I believe
Cinematography.
Yeah, cinematography.
In a
Yeah.
miniseries.
That's
Fargo's really, but they won a lot the first.
First season was better in my opinion.
I would also agree.
Yeah. I liked the second season, but
It was
yeah,
fine, but it had a lot of characters, a lot of plot. There's a lot going on.
There was.
Season 1 was like,
very
focused.
straightforward.
Season
and-
one.
I mean, you can't beat Billy Bob Thornton as that villain. He was like one of the best villains on TV.
Yeah.
I agree.
Yeah.
Man. I mean, it was kind of like shades of No Country for Old Men, just like.
definitely.
I mean, but in a good way. Also,
They were taking from other Coen movies.
yeah, right.
Yeah, absolutely.
And that's the first thing I've ever seen nail the Coen style, even though a lot of people have tried.
Well, and apparently the third season's going to be
Ewan McGregor as
2010,
twins.
20. It's going to be because the first one was in like the 90s.
Yeah.
The second one was in the 70s or 80s, and then the new one's supposed to be in like 2010 or something.
Oh.
Yeah. So
okay.
the same year this came out.
That's Amanda Bynes.
That's not Amanda Bynes.
It might be Amanda
gosh.
Bynes.
Yeah.
What if it were Amanda Bynes?
These are all porn actors that were hired to do
Yeah.
porn. Are you sure you don't want me to take my dick out?
I mean, I
It'll cost you a little extra.
I will.
I'm already here.
I'll do it for free.
It's actually cheaper if I get to expose myself. I consider that part of my compensation. God, the acting is so good. Well, guys, I think that's going to wrap it up for this
Yeah.
episode of Dude Soup.
Did everyone get their money's worth?
God, I hope so.
The 10 minutes of troubleshooting.
Well, if you don't have your money, you just throw it at Acorn, double it.
Yeah. I am going to try that because I want to get into that kind of planning for the future shit.
Without all
but I
that
don't do
pesky
it.
work.
Hey, you
That
should.
sounds pretty easy to get into.
You're old, Elliot. You
Decision
should.
making.
I mean, I have a 401k. I have some other stuff. I don't know.
I contribute 0.5%.
I got a Roth IRA, whatever
Nice.
that is.
Pretty good. That's pre-taxed, right? You
I don't know.
Yeah.
My dad set it up for me for my birthday last year. He's like, you should probably have something like this. I'll just get it started.
Just
for
send
you."
your checks to me, and I'll send you a monthly stipend.
Hey, it's like the guy that works
Oh
with
damn,
T-Martin.
side boob.
Yeah, there you go.
Oh shit, that might be it. Well, yeah,
Damn.
that's a pretty impressive birthday. I just imagine you sitting on a porch with a bottle of scotch and a piece of paper, like an email printout from your dad saying,
Yeah.
"I just set up a Roth IRA for you."
It was like a really low res printout too.
Yeah, from a dot matrix printer. Well, thanks everybody for watching. We got the Dude Soup post show coming up, so if you're watching live, make sure to stay tuned for that. We'll look at some fan art. We'll take some live questions. Almost got a nip slip
God.
there. Not quite.
We're still good. We're still
You
good.
can see the
Still
line between her
monetized.
boobs ends and the implant begins.
We're still good, though.
Those
Still
are
good.
the fakest fakes.
Well, the best part in this movie too is that like every indoor scene takes place in the same room. They just redo. It's actually at someone's house, and they reset up the room like 3 times.
Yeah.
Sweet. Well, thanks everybody for watching. And we'll see you next week. And stay
Rest
tuned
in
for the
peace,
post show coming
Elise.
right up. Yeah, sorry, Elise. As we last left, Adam and Bruce were sharing a tender moment together.
Are we picking up where we left off?
Yeah, it's just going to take right
wow.
off. So
Okay.
they had a tender moment. The walls came down. Other walls are about to fall out. Bruce takes Adam's
Butthole
hand
walls.
and places it on his face. A moment of silence, and the two pull each other in. Adam rips Bruce's Rooster Teeth shirt, saying, "Don't worry, they've got hundreds more in the warehouse."
He's right.
Yeah. He runs his fingers through Bruce's monstrously thick chest hair. That's almost like walking bare